Well, hello, everyone. Good to see you.
Good evening.
You know, I'm super excited tonight because we got a special guest, guys. So it's, you know, we get them occasionally, but I'm really excited about this one because, to be honest with you, I think it's amazing how other countries in the world get products like way before us, way before us that have been used for decades. And all of a sudden it comes to the state and everyone's like, well, what the heck is that? I've never heard of that before. What, you know, why, what's so special about that? Well, we're going to find out tonight what is so special about some of these products. And, you know, it just amazes me that we're like one of the last places to find out things. And, so we're going to have a special guest tonight, Mehmet Batir from Apimon LLC, the creators of Apitablet. And a lot of you have already supported me and my website buying this product. So now we've got one of the owners, and you guys will get to hear it yourself in just a minute. So we're just going to do a little quick intro. Lee, what's going on in your neck of the woods down there?
Finally got out and done a couple of those treatments that we don't like to get out there and have to spend time doing all the time. And we're actually starting to get a little bit of rain here in our goldenrod. I've noticed a little open field down the road from me. The goldenrod is finally starting to bloom. I've seen one or two plants so far this year that kind of had a little yellow on it. Now we're starting to get quite a bit of yellow. So hopefully our lack of rain that we've had, now getting rain, maybe we'll get a little bit of a fall flow.
Yeah, you know, I've got my goldenrod is blooming. It's popped right up the street from me. And I noticed the yellow pollen coming in, but man, do they kill the feed. So I don't think I've got the variety that's actually creating a nectar flow.
Well, I've noticed the past couple of years, I had 1 year we only had one or two plants between me and my neighbor's house, and I couldn't find no more goldenrod around here because of the heavy rains that we had beat it down, and it just couldn't bloom out. Now, the other year, it bloomed out everywhere, and I brought in a bunch of fall honey. So undoubtedly, the variety I have does produce nectar. And I've got a couple of fields close to me. It's not bloomed all the way out, but you're starting to see yellow all the way across the plant now instead of one little leaf.
Right. So maybe it's getting to that maturity point, right? Yeah. So, hey, guys, we know you talk to us several times a week. So without further ado, if Mehmet is ready, then let's go ahead and add Mehmet, and we'll let him tell us all about it. Hey, Mehmet.
Hey, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
If you don't know, Mehmet is from Turkey.
Yes, sir.
So I was reading your backdrop there before the show, and it says it's been since 1960 Apimon has been around.
Exactly. Yes, my father started this business from 1960 in all Europe and Middle East, and still going over 60 years. And we did a lot of good things for bees.
Well, that's impossible. How can a company be around since 1960 and nobody in the United States has a clue to what's happening?
You know why? United States far away for Europe. That's why all Europe, each other like 3-4 hours distance.
It's kind of like the States, right? Each country's like the States.
Exactly. Yes.
It's so obviously I'm on the bandwagon with the Apitablets, and there are other products other than Apitablet that your company has, but right now Apitablet is the first one you've brought over to the United States.
Exactly. Yes, we started from Apitablet. Then in a year we're gonna have it more than 10 different new products. You guys, yeah.
So can you give us a little bit of insight on what products you have coming, or do you want to hold off on that till you got them?
No, we can talk about our product. We have other product we selling for over 70 different countries all over the world. Then we're gonna, end of this year, maybe not, but spring, we're gonna have it like nearby 10 different new products. Whatever we have it in Europe, we're gonna bring here. Then you guys see all different new items. Then you guys are gonna like it, trust me.
So obviously I've already put a second order in for the Apitablets myself, right? So I could tell people until my face turns blue what it is, but they don't want to hear it from me. They want to hear it from you, right? Because your company created.
I'll tell you something. You should say in whatever you see it, okay? I'm not gonna, everybody say, oh, my product is best. Everybody say my product is best. But you should say, what did you see?
And if you haven't seen that video, because we can't say this word on the stream, you need to go watch the Holy SH @T it worked.
Yes, exactly.
Video and see what was in the bottom board of my colony. So the way I understand it, and hopefully you'll correct me, is, matter of fact, let me grab a box since I can reference it. I got them right here. I got a pack right here, and a lot of people started receiving their packages today. So these are Apitablets.
Yes, sir.
And you put one for a single 10 frame.
Yes, each tablet you put in one of them. Tablet.
One per 10 frame box.
Yes, if 2 deep box, you're gonna put 2 of them.
And half of one for a nuke.
Exactly.
And it's all natural. So there's no chemicals, no additives.
No chemical inside, all natural.
That's what I was about to bring up. That was the first question I've seen. Are the products non-chemical?
Yes, essential oil inside, a lot of essential oil with its different. And we want to keep the in hive 3 to 4 weeks inside the hive, and each bees has to eat little bit. We don't want to finish it right away in 1 week, 2 weeks. We want to keep it one brood circle, has to finish it like 12 days, and we want to get clean up whatever.
So we want it in there for 3 to 4 weeks.
Exactly.
And if it finishes early, you want to put another one in.
Of course, if mean is if finished like 2 weeks, mean is colony is strong and too much bees inside. That's why you should put it one more continue.
Well, the what I've noticed in my colonies here is after I saw that first video, it was in there for 7 days. There was still lots of Apitablet left. So you explained it to me that there is actually something in there that the bees do not like, that they try to take it out. And when they try to take it out, that it stimulates more of them to come in contact with it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why we don't want to finish it right away, 1 week, 2 weeks. That's why we want to keep it. Then, some items bee doesn't like it inside. That's why we want to keep it. Like, we don't want to finish it right away. For others, first day, our product is good thing is first day and 20 days later, same amount bees taken. For if others, first day, let's say hundreds, 1 week later, 70, 1 week later, 50, it's going down, down, down for other chemicals. This is not like consume it. They're going to eat whatever they eat first day and last day to finish it. Exactly,
same dose, same amount.
Dose, yeah. Exactly, yeah.
Well, I noticed that the first time I checked it, it had been in the colony for 7 days.
Okay.
And then I cleaned the bottom board and emptied out and refilled oil, put it back in. And I came back out a couple days later and there was more dead bugs in the bottom.
Yep.
Not bees, but bugs. We'll say bugs. We're not going to say the other word.
I see. I was surprised your hive, because I see a lot of hives, they don't have bottom boards. And people doesn't know. It's, they, kill the mites or not or others. We don't know.
Right. Mine, well, see, I put those bottom boards on because of one of my friends that watches the channel that works at the same company I do during the day. I was having bad hive beetles.
I see.
And so I put that on there for the hive beetles. So I was expecting to look at hive beetles when I pulled that out and I saw all of the other bugs that were in the bottom dead. And probably 500 to 1,000 were in the bottom. And I was like, that's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And for something that's been around since 1960 that nobody here even has a clue on. And I saw it on Facebook, guys. And I sent him a message and Mehmet said, you know what, Bob? I called him. He said, I'll send you a sample. And he mailed me one out and I put it on. And a week later, I was amazed at it. So we've got several questions. So we're going to kind of pop questions in as we go on the screen so you can read them, Mehmet.
Sure.
I'm starring some of them so that I don't lose track of them. Do you need a feeder shim when you putting on? How much space does it take up when you put the tablet? Are you going to need a shim or can you use just a standard inner cover?
I'll tell you something. You can see my finger there if you guys want to see. You can see my finger like that. Like
it's a little fatter.
Yeah, like that. If you want to see like that.
I noticed on mine that when I used a migratory cover on the top, it was a single 10 that it did sit up a little bit proud.
Yeah.
But if I had a inner cover on top and then put the lid, it was fine.
No problem. And also you guys can use it for entrance to bee entrance. You can slide it inside. That's all. You don't have to put the top of the frame too.
So it works really good in between two boxes, though. It fits great.
Exactly. If no room there, then you can slide the one of them top the frame, one of them is bottom. If two deep box.
Okay. That was one of the other questions. Do you put one in each box or both of them all the way on top if you have a double box?
No, if you put the one of them each box, it's more useful.
It's let me see.
As far
How do
as winter storage, how do you store them?
This is the no problem. You can keep it. There is no problem. It doesn't bother the bees. Whatever. I'll tell you something. This is if bee eat it, they finish it. If not, stay there. Then whatever they try to start the cleanup. Doesn't matter. We don't lose anything.
So
for
technically, you can put this in your colony and leave it over winter too.
That's all. That's all. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't bother the bees.
As far as any extra tablets that you have that you haven't used, how would those be stored in a Ziploc bag or a freezer, or can you just put them on the shelf?
You can put it inside your garage or something. Yeah, exactly.
I put mine in a 1 gallon bag only because of the smell, the Thymol smell.
Yes, that's all.
So I sealed it up so I don't have to smell the Thymol constantly myself, but that's how I did it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can put it. Yeah, you can put it for your garage or something. Don't put it outside the front of sun. Just leave it room temperature. That's all.
Is there a specific temperature range? Because some of our viewers are in Canada and it gets very cold, and then we got some that are in California and it gets warmer.
I'll tell you something. There is the good things about our tablets. Good things about tablet. 50 degrees or 120 degrees doesn't matter for us. 50 degrees or 150 degrees doesn't matter. You can put it the same. You can say same. It doesn't bother the bees like some temperatures.
Like Formic Pro or something like that.
I want to say that here, but
no good.
But this one doesn't, bother the bees. Like 50 degrees or 150 degrees. We are working like long time those, products. Then, like 80% is sugar inside. 80% others essential oil. That's why, this is not vaporized.
Okay.
It's consumed. That's all.
Can you use the tablets during a nectar flow, say if you got a super on the hive, or do you need to remove the supers?
No, you can use it, but we don't want it. You can use it. It doesn't any effect for honeys, nothing, because all natural. It doesn't chemical inside, but
they won't eat it.
Super zone. We don't want anything inside the hive.
They won't eat it because they will not eat the tablet because they got the nectar.
I'll tell you something. Why they gonna eat it? If coming outside, they don't want to eat it. They can't eat it. Even 32 degrees. Yeah, like you can do, but bee doesn't work that degrees. 32 degrees.
Yeah, they clustered up at that temperature.
Yeah, it's going to for winter, mode. It doesn't gonna work. You can keep it inside the.
But what I like about it is here, the bees fly all year round.
Okay.
So it might get cold for a few days, but then they break cluster and they can go out and fly and do their business, but there's nothing coming in. So now they have the tablet here they can eat, like similar to a sugar block or something, and then they're getting the added benefits of the bug killing aspect of it the whole time.
Yeah, so exactly. But
very, very extended release.
Yeah, thing is when you put the like shrub or bee paddies for it's coming outside nectar, it doesn't gonna eat too much.
Right.
They don't want, they don't like it too much inside because we want it like that. If they finish it, they're gonna finish it in one day. We don't want it. It's gonna have to, stay in the hive, and bee doesn't like it, some oil inside. That's why if you put the shrub or if you put the like bee paddies or it's coming outside honeys or nectars, they don't want to eat it.
So it's slower for them to get gone.
Exactly.
Yeah, Larry, Bob said when he put them on with the migratory lid, it did raise it up just a little bit, But if you have an inner cover, it would fit under that.
But only for a couple of days till they eat it down just a little bit, then it's fine. Only at first are they a little bit proud when they come out of the package.
Now, Mehmet said also you can take that tablet and you can put it under your frames by the bottom board.
Yeah, you can slide it
like
in
through your entrance, and they can do it that way.
Let me see.
Trying to make sure I hadn't missed anything.
Well, Brian said, what about with honey supers? So, again, if there's a nectar flow, they're going to not consume them. They're going to prefer the nectar over the patty. But the fact that they're in there will not taint your honey. So it's not something that you have to worry about, like some of the other products on the market that tell you specifically not to put it on there with honey supers on. Just know that they're not going to consume the patty with a honey super on, or the tablet with the honey super on, because they're going to be eating the nectar. So once the flow starts and there's nothing coming in, now they're going to start consuming.
Yeah, this time is best time because there is no nectar coming outside, and now they can use it now. Best time to use it now, especially for fall.
It's been, I mean, I'm totally amazed how it worked in my colonies, enough to where I did a video immediately. And to be honest with you, and I told you on the phone that I did not, when I first got it, I did not have high hopes when it first came, because there's so many things on the market that make claims and do things and say things that you never really notice. And I probably would not have noticed if I would have just had a solid bottom board on there. But the fact that they were falling through into my tray where I could see the remnants of what was left over, then I could make sense of what was going on. But until then, yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is correct. But that was the main thing, that when I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness. I had to start singing about it, right? I had to start talking about it immediately. And, you know, when I got them, I showed people on the live stream the pack that you sent me. And we had a joke that we were calling them urinal cakes because they look like urinal cakes. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend, but that's just like a joke we were talking about. And then when I used them, it was much different, more respect, you know, after I was like, oh, well, this for sure is what I'll be using. And if they're on the bottom board, how much will they kick out of the entrance? It's mostly sugar, Ed, so they're going to eat it. There are bits in there that they don't eat that you see in my tray, like the yellow pieces, right? Which I know what they are, but I'm not leaving the secret ingredients out there. But I know what those yellow pieces are that are in the bottom tray that they're not eating. So Amir asked, is there any effect on the brood?
No, it doesn't affect any brood. And also, I have a question. You mentioned to me at phone. What did you see about brood? So there is the answer. There is the answer.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, my experience was when I went to this colony that it was on, there was a little bit of cat brood. So that told me that she had stopped laying at least 3 weeks.
Yes. And
I put the tablet on, and 7 days later, there was, she was laying again. So with the tablet in there. So I think that my personal opinion on it is that the stress from the beetles and the mites and everything else that was in the colony shut her down. And then once I had that massive drop of bugs in the bottom tray, that all of a sudden she didn't have those stressors anymore, and she started laying again. So now there's eggs and larvae in the colony, and they're starting to grow again.
Darren's asking if he don't want to add a shim to the top, can he break the tablet up and put it in smaller pieces?
Yes, you can. There is no problem. You can, but how you gonna cut the half? You know, you can cut it this side, but how you gonna cut it this side? You can't.
Yeah,
Yeah, Darren, he was saying you can put it on the bottom board under your frames also.
yeah, one tablet for each 10 frame. Brian.
Mark Miller is asking, what other products do you have coming? Are you able to speak on that?
Sure. We have in Turkey now and Europe and Middle East, we're doing like vitamin, mineral for amino acid, protein, and for nosema and for others. Then in United States, I don't see too much for you guys doesn't use it for vitamin for bees. And it's coming soon.
Let me see. Earl says Thymol does retard brood production. But we don't know how much, I don't know how much Thymol is in the product. You can definitely smell. It does have an odor to it, guys, but I don't, And
I would say it depend on the concentration, but possible.
Yeah, around 9 grams inside the Thymol.
9 grams?
Yeah, around, yeah.
Well, the thing is that there's lots of other products that claim to have Thymol in them, and they probably do. I'm not saying they don't, but none of them have I ever heard a report of bugs dropping into the bottom. So I'm not even saying the Thymol is what causes that. The Thymol is for the gut health, is everything I've read.
I'll tell you something. In Europe, we don't have hive beetles. We don't have it. And I see hive beetles here. And it was surprise for us. We don't know which oil kill the, affect the beetles, but we don't know. Then we are working on it now. But I told you, we're working like around 15, 16 essential oil inside. But we don't know which one is effect there.
Right. Well, I know peppermint and eucalyptus, they definitely...
Yeah, we use eucalyptus, peppermint, menthols, thymols. There's a lot of, different oils. But we don't know which one, which, size. We don't know which one is, affect the others. We don't know.
And
we are working on it.
So let me see. I guess Ron was asking about the cost. The cost is about $4 per tablet, guys. But when you look at it, if you're looking at it from the bug killing aspect, and we've talked about this before, is the fact that if you use, and I don't have them here, the Apivar strips, they're $3 a strip. You have to use 2 per colony, or 2 per 10 frame deep. So if you got a double deep, now you're using 4. So you've got $12 in strips, or you have $8 in tablets. So it's 30% cheaper than other products on the market that do a very similar thing that this product does not advertise that it does, but it does it. I'm just saying that. And I said it that specific way for legal reasons.
And also what you want to see the hive, you're going to put it, then after 1 month later, you're going to take out back, then you're going to keep it garbage, blah, blah. Now put it this one, it's going to finish it. You don't have to, take out, you are not worried anymore. They're going to finish it.
So yeah, think if you're a commercial guy and you have 1,000 hives.
Yes.
And when you're doing an inspection, you can drop a tablet in a 10 frame deep and put the lid back on and you're done. You don't have to come back in multiple OA treatments. You don't have to come back and pull strips out. You don't have to come back with your syringe and reapply on there. So it's a time saving as well.
Sure.
Okay, so...
Which one are you looking at there?
I was looking at Brian's comment. to break down the benefits in 1 minute, since I missed the beginning, what are the benefits, and do these tablets interfere with other products such as Hive Alive? Well, Hive Alive is a feeding supplement that goes in liquid or in a, I don't know if you, are you familiar with Hive Alive from Ireland?
Yes.
Okay, so Brian's a big proponent for Hive Alive, but they do kind of different things, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. But thing is, if trust me, people use this product, they're gonna use all the time. That's so simple to use it and easy to put it inside, and price is
Reasonable.
I believe better than everyone. Then if they use it, they are not gonna stop it. Trust me. For next.
Exactly, DC. Exactly. I like the sounds of an alternate natural method of treating M's. So, it is quite impressive. I have another order that Mehmet's wife said that he shipped out today, so I have to believe her. I have to believe her. So probably by the end of the week I'll have another one, but I still have some here, guys. I still have
Thursday. You're gonna have it Thursday.
I have it Thursday, okay. So I still have 7 or 8 packs here, and Mehmet he's already nicknamed me, guys. When he answers the phone, he says, "Hey, Big Bob." So when I talk to him, so it was it's been nothing but a great time dealing with you. It's been amazing.
Thank you.
And it has really been, guys, if you haven't watched the video, it was totally, I saw it and I'm like, I have to go live. You know how I do with my phone. And so I just saw a question pop up. Sorry. What is the shelf life to keep its potency?
Like 2 years. You can keep it 2 years.
But guaranteed, if you get them and you use them, you'll have them way gone before 2 years sitting on your shelf. Matter of fact, Carl, if you're ordering them and you're keeping them on your shelf for 2 years, you're doing it wrong, bro. You're doing it wrong. I mean, I sent out 21 orders, and especially if you have a screen bottom board or an oil trap bottom board, you will see the results in the tray. It'll be there.
Yeah, that is so important. Yeah.
This could fit into my lazy style of keeping bees really well.
Well, I was kind of thinking the same thing, because if you can put one tablet on and it lasts 3 or 4 weeks, you're not having to go out there with your vaporizer or anything like that every 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know how I am with money. If I see something good, I'll go in and I'll buy it, and I won't even think about it. Like when I talked to Mehmet on the phone, and I'm like, well, I want to order some of these. And he's like, well, how many do you want? I said, send me 2 cases, right? Guys, that's $1,000, and it was just like that, because I saw the results. And once I saw that, it was like, I have to have it. I have to use it. Same thing I did with Apis. When I saw Apis Biologics and it was working, I went in on it. So I don't just throw my money out there all the time on hopes, So appreciate it, Daniel. I'll get that out to you. I'm going to have to go buy more boxes because I went through all the boxes I had sitting around. So
Stafford, Mike, they run about 3 to 4 weeks on each tablet,
depending on a couple of things, right? Whether or not there's the nectar flow going on.
Yeah.
If you've got feed on the colony, which probably if you've got feed on the colony like I do, because they're so light, they're going to take them slower. Brian, it's 1 tablet per 10 frames. So if you've got a nuke, you would use half a tablet per nuke. So that's $1.50 per nuke. my queen actually started up after putting it in the colony.
Yes, because no stress on it.
No more stressors in there. So it's a, for me, I mean, when I saw that, it was, I was probably, I'm going to say I was probably a week away or a week and a half away from that colony absconding, because there was only, I mean, when I say a few, I'm talking about 4 or 5 cap brood cells on a frame that I'm pretty sure they were just waiting on them to hatch out to leave the colony. And I just happened to catch it in time. But when I pulled that bottom board and saw 500 to 1,000 mites, whoops, I said the word, in the bottom tray, I was like, this is insane. I never in my life. And when I say that, I've used Apivar, I've used oxalic acid, but I also used solid bottom boards. And I've never seen off of those products mite drop in my bottom tray. I've never seen it. And after I've done it, after I put it in there, then all of a sudden it was gone. So here's a good question. Yeah. Do you have any oxalic acid crystals in the tablet?
No.
So no oxalic.
No.
So, and I know, I probably know more than you guys, but I'm not willing to give out the secret sauce, right? So I know, just from reading posts in the Facebook group, I see some of the things that are posted on there. And hey, Robert, I've already shipped everything out, brother. So if you just did another order, there's a it will be in a separate box. Yeah, everything. I don't sit on orders. When I get them, they go out. And anything ordered tonight, as long as I have the boxes, will go out tomorrow. Because I hate, nothing drives me more crazy than ordering something, then waiting 3 or 4 days for it to go out. So I get it out quick. But Lee's got a video going. He stepped away from his computer here. But when he comes back, we'll bring up the European website so they can see some of the other products that are carried from the company that your father started. You said he was 85 years old, but he still runs the company in Europe.
Yes, exactly.
So it's going to be a pretty amazing thing. And we're going to try to get them in Canada, Brad. We're doing it. I've been talking to Mike. We got to get, matter of fact, you call Mike up and say, hey, Mike, we need to get this product, and maybe it'll flex him over to it, and we'll get it over there in Canada. So I'm trying to help Mehmet get this out there to some of the suppliers. And Brad there has 150 to 200 colonies in Canada, and that's you can't see it. I'm sorry. It's the where's it at? There it is. There is the bee man at Faith Apiaries. I've got another couple buddies in Canada that are on different places. And hey, thanks, Brian. So hey guys, if I run out of what I got, just know the rest of them are coming in Thursday, and then I'll get them out as soon as they show up. So, and I think you will be pleasantly surprised, especially if you have one. I'm going to tell you right now, if you have a screen bottom board that has a catch tray or a board with the grid on it or something like that you can see the results, I encourage you to piece of paper. I encourage you to slide that in there. And then once you put the tablet on, wait for about a week.
Yes.
And then come back and see what you got. You will be happily surprised. So it's going to be, we've got 93 people watching right now. We appreciate it for sure. Lee, let's bring up the Apimon LLC.net, the European site. So Mehmet can maybe tell us some more about some of the other products that they've got in Europe that obviously the United States is oblivious to. And, hopefully you guys can tell I'm amped right now, and it's not just my Monster Energy drink. I'm super stoked about this product. And we've
Now,
been...
This is the European site, but I did have to click to translate English, but it does have it.
They have English too?
Yeah, it does have it at the top that you can select the couple of different languages.
This is, yes, vitamin, mineral, and amino acid, that one.
Now, how does that come? Does that come as a patty or is it a powder?
This is powder. This is powder.
So you mix it in with your pollen, or how do you administer that?
You can mix it with syrup or patties. That's all.
Okay. So there are tons of different products.
Yes.
Tons of them.
That's Viagra is vitamin, mineral is mineral, and pollen B is pollen substitute.
And I see the gloves, the infamous gloves that you sent me. You can see probably that there's a little bit of dirt on them.
Yeah.
You can see it right there. I've been using them. These, I love them. They are fabric, but they're dipped in like a rubberized part on the top. So the bees can't sting you through, and you still have good feel of what you're doing on the colony. And I put them on first and then put my jacket on and cinch it around here. So I'm not getting stung through my gloves like I was previously with these. And I like them. So you might be seeing these real soon on the website as well. Soon as I talk to Mehmet a little bit more on the phone. But so go back up to the products at the top there, Lee. So we saw the pollen bee. Can you just kind of tell us a little bit about some of these products?
That's white box is which one?
The Viagra.
Yeah, Viagra is vitamin and mineral for.
So it's like bee Viagra.
Yes, everybody's saying like that. Yeah. Yeah.
And all these are powders?
Powders, yeah.
And you add them to your syrup or your pollen patties?
Yes, exactly.
More eggs, more royal jelly. And this is not a new company, guys. This is not something that that just popped up. It just popped up here within the last 3 months or so. But in Europe, it's been there since 1960, which that means it's been alive longer than I have as a company. So that is pretty impressive. And the fact that we don't have them Matt, nobody's going to tell you what their business sales are in a specific country. I mean, with the amount of products, I watched the little video. Maybe I can pull that video up. Let me see where I know where I sent it. Let me see if I can find it. I showed it the other night, but I will show it again if I can find it in the feed here. Oh, there it is. How can I do this? It's not what I want. Unmute. All right. So let me present this. Sorry, it's taking me a second, guys. Entire screen. I'll make it big for you guys here. Whoop, shoot. Nope. It again. Hold on. That's why Lee does this. Let me stop the.
I was about to ask you if you needed me to pull something up for you.
That's why Lee handles this part of the test here. All right. So you can hear the music. All right. So we'll play it now. Adjust your speakers accordingly. There you go. There you go. So it's being used all over the place, and just starting to be used here. So I fully get that, right? We're not the fastest to get stuff. And the thing is, guys, this is a nutritional supplement.
Yes.
So you will never find it in a mite treatment area of a website. It's never going to say that. However, hey, Dan, I don't have any pre-treatment. I didn't do a shake before and after because, like I said, when I put it in, I was trying them not knowing what to expect. And I put it in, and then I saw what happened to my colony, and I was amazed. I truly was stupefied by what happened. It is amazing to me how my colony turned around from a very mite infested colony not laying, about to abscond, to a queen starting to lay again. So will that colony make it? I don't know, because it's so late in the year that she's just getting started again, right? So I can't say that the colony will make it. I'm hoping it will. I'm praying it will. I'm putting feed to it to try to get them to get weight and all the stuff they need to make that happen. But we all know that as the colony starts, once she stops laying, the colony starts getting smaller, right? Until those start hatching out, then it starts getting bigger again. So it's going to take time. But there is hope that I did not have. And had I found this earlier and done it earlier, then maybe it would have made a bigger difference in my colony. But right now, as far as that one colony, I don't know. But I know what I see. And now I'm going to put it in my other colonies that are doing well and let them go. So I don't personally have that. Randy here is asking, are there any published research studies on this product? Are there any studies they can go look at, Mehmet?
Yes, we did it. We did it some in Turkey, and we have it. We changed the language and English now. And you did it research. Then you're gonna tell the people what did you see.
Right.
It doesn't have to be university. It doesn't have to be any college. Whatever beekeepers see it. There is for us bigger challenge.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I agree with that 100%. I mean, I see people like Dr. Leo, and everybody's about Dr. Leo and their and his treatment-free system there. But then when you look at Dr. Leo is a doctor in forestry, not a doctor in beekeeping, right? So really, he has the doctor title because he earned that in a different field. It really doesn't mean anything as far as beekeeping, but because they have that, I think a lot of people associate the fact that Dr. Leo, he is a beekeeper and he is a doctor, but he's not a doctor of beekeeping. So that's always something to keep in mind. And, hey, I'll bring up Earl. Nobody was on the peppermint train using peppermint in their colonies for hive beetles and stuff like that here until Earl brought it up. And a lot of people were like, well, I don't think that'll work. Where's the studies, this and that and this and that? The study is I open my colony and there's no hive beetles in my colony.
Yeah, what they want to see it. Whatever, if they use it, they're going to see it. Like they're going to check it like bottom board or wash the bees or I don't know what kind of style they're working, but end of you'll see it. There's first product. No one has it in whole world. That kind of product.
Right.
Consume it. No one has it. Just we have it. Yeah, we've worked a long time for this one. And
all right, so I guess there is some language barrier a little bit, right, with Turkey in here. So Sharon says the label says do not apply in super zone. What is define what the super zone is? Don't put it in your honey super in there, right?
But we don't want anything for super zone. We don't want it. No one wants it super zone.
Right.
Don't use it anything. Just let them come. That's all. Don't bother the bees. You have to whatever you're gonna do it before or after, not like super zone. Don't.
Yeah, don't do it during the honey flow, basically.
Yeah, don't bother them. When they're working, don't bother them.
Now, if it's a box that you're using for winter feed, just for the winter, that's what I'm using, right? I've got a feed box on, and I've got a tablet in. But the reason is I'm trying to get them weight for the winter. It's not honey that I'm going to extract and sell. So Mark here says, is it strong enough to kill mites at the 21st day, the last mites to come out of the cap? So as long as it's in there and they feed, the mite will drop.
Yeah,
I've seen little ones, I've seen grown ones, I've seen all different sizes in my capture tray. No, it won't hurt the queen at all.
No,
it helped my queen. So Mehmet, like the leader of the Ottoman Empire during the last Roman stronghold in Sir Giustani. So yeah, do not apply with supers on. So if you got a honey flow, guys, the thing with the honey flow is they're going to always prefer that fresh nectar over the tablet. It's not the tablet is not going to hurt the honey, but at the same time, they won't use the tablet because they've got the nectar coming in.
They would basically be ignoring the tablet.
Yes. So
if you're trying to feed on the tablet.
And also small smell coming back, it doesn't much smell, but some of them peppermint, some of them is menthol or mint or thymol. It's small, like if you smell it, small like smell coming back, which is we don't want to, super zone.
So Matt, I carry the product on my website. Also, Mehmet's got it on his website. Mehmet currently lives in New Jersey.
Yes.
And the main company is in Turkey.
Yes.
So if you prefer to buy it from Mehmet, no worries. It's ApimonLLC.com. And if you want to buy it from me, well, you guys know my website. You guys have supported me. I appreciate it. And I look at this more as a partnership where I'm working to help grow the company, and we're working together. So that's the thing. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. Yeah, I've got another 2 cases coming in, brother. So it is something that I've ordered a couple thousand dollars worth of the product in the last week, guys. So it's something that I'm planning to keep in and keep on my shelf for orders and add products as they come. Because I look at it like this. You could tell a lot from a company by a couple of things, or a few things. First of all, Mehmet, I mean, he's straightforward. He's like, hey, you try it and you tell me what you see, right? Very transparent. He sent me the product. I tried it. I didn't give it a shot. Did not give it a shot, guys. I was, we called it a urinal cake, didn't know. And then I randomly one day stopped on the way from work and pulled that bottom board out, where the only thing I did was put an Apitablet in it and put it over the screen bottom board for the beetles to fall in. And what I saw was amazing. And you can't even describe it. I've never seen a mite drop like that before, ever, on anything, anybody's OA, anything I've watched on YouTube. I've never seen that many mites on anybody's board. It was perplexing to me. Can you speak more of natural or chemical free?
Sure. Okay, we don't use any chemical, our product, no chemical. Just like we have essential oil, and it's, kill the mites. I don't want to say it like what, kill the mites. That's like thymol, menthol, mint, eucalyptus oil, and others. Then we don't have any others from essential oil
and
natural. Yeah.
From what I read on Facebook, the actual thing that's holding it all together is something you could buy in your grocery store. I mean, it's a starch. I'll say that. It's a starch that it's pressed into. So it's not a. It's
yes, cornstarch. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. So he said it. I didn't say it. He said it. So and I asked him. I said, "Well, what are these orange things that I'm finding in the bottom?" He said, "It's corn."
Corn. Yeah. Corn. Yeah.
So it's when we say natural, he means natural. It's stuff that's found in nature that has no chemicals in it, that you can find. Some of it you can find in your grocery store. I was like, there's no way this is happening because of this. And that's the only thing that I put on there. Matter of fact, I could share a message that I sent because I had talked to Mehmet on the phone, and he said he was going to send me out a sample. And then I didn't get the sample, and I said, "Hey, Mehmet, any idea when the samples are coming? Because I have some colonies I need to put treatments on that I haven't treated." And then he got my address again, and we got it, and I did it, and that was that hive, and it's something else. I mean, honestly, it was hard for me to comprehend. First of all, that my hive had that many mites in it, right? Because even when you do a mite shake, they say, well, if you get 6 or whatever, you're at, the percent you need to treat. And when now multiply that 6 by 100 or more, and that's what fell in the bottom of my trap. I was like, this colony's dead and doesn't even know it yet. I even said that on the video. I said, I think this colony's dead and just hasn't realized it yet. And now I have a hope that this colony is going to make it, because it had a lot of bees in it, but it had a lot of mites in it as well. So, it was really, really impressive, guys.
Bob, we work very hard for this business. Like I am 50 years old, whole my life inside the bees. And also, really, really forget about it, business. We like the bees. We know what's bees. And let me tell you some story. About a month ago, we sold over 20,000 tablets, 22,000 tablets, North Dakota. It's we send it. We had some problem. There is a story. We have some problem. Transportation company, and that day is long weekend, and they didn't go yet. They some problem. They said, "Oh, today, tomorrow," and they told me next week they're gonna go to our shipments. I took to my truck, and I took with my wife 1,700 miles, 25 hours. We went there. To next day we drop all whatever customer needed, because we promised them. Next day 25 hours non-stop I went there, no matter what. This is our business, our promise. I said it will be there, but transportation company said, oh, we're gonna go, we have some problem next week. No, we don't want it. We said, okay, it must be go. Then 1,700 miles. Think about it. No one gonna do it.
Right.
And my wife, 25 hours. We went there.
No,
we dropped them. Next day, come back. I got 3 tickets.
3 tickets going?
Yeah. That doesn't finish it.
It's I'm gonna tell you. And once even when I ordered it last week. I think, it was beginning of last week when I ordered it. Mehmet sent me pictures. Here's your boxes. I put something in there for you. And somebody random is getting that extra gift in their box, and they don't know what it is yet. So, Amir's saying, Mehmet, do you have tea tree oil in the tablets as well?
Tea
tree oil. It's another essential oil. You guys are trying to figure out everything that's in it so you can make it yourself.
We have a couple of oil.
It's a couple oils in it. You got to watch these guys. They'll be making it next week. There'll be a YouTube video. I made these tablets. So let me see here. All these people ordered. Let's see what we're looking. Wow. So 5 people have ordered it since we've been talking on the stream right now. So that's pretty good. So we're going to keep putting it out there. It's got 11 herbs and spices. That's right, from KFC. So at this point, we usually open up. We've got over 100 people watching right now, Mehmet.
Yes.
We usually drop a link and allow some people to join the stream.
Sure.
And is that something you'd be okay with?
Sure.
No problem. Lee, you want to drop the link, or you want me to drop it?
I dropped it. You pin it.
Okay. Let me. I gotta get
While
back.
we waiting on that to come in, I believe we still got J&D's Bees in here. Jack. Today is his birthday.
Happy birthday.
All right, we got it pinned up there. My website says it's sold out. Well, it depends how many were purchased. Hold on, I can fix that because it's a pre-order, and I know my buddy over there sitting across the screen from me has shipped my other ones. You guys just have to know that I'm waiting on some. Oh, it does say sold out. Wow. So let me fix that. And
Rhonda,
back to stock.
Rhonda's asking how long do they last in the hive and on the shelf? He was saying about 3 to 4 weeks in the hive, and you
2 years,
have a
2 years
2-year,
shelf life. Yeah.
2-year shelf life.
Yes.
Now I will say something, and I've told Mehmet about this. So some of the packages when they come may be the wrapper came off, but that's because the UPS and FedEx guys toss the boxes back and forth, but it doesn't affect the product. So if you do get one that's like that,
it's close, but if like they do like that,
yeah, then it could pop open. So just throw it in a Ziploc bag if you're worried about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I know how shipping is. This is the box I got in yesterday.
Was that light bulbs?
It's a little motion sensor light, but yeah, they rough on shipping around here. I know.
So the link is up there, pinned. If anybody's wanting to join in, we usually get our regulars that pop on and might have some questions, and they are looking to upgrade the packaging as well. So
we will. We are working on it.
Castle says vacuum seal.
We are working on it.
Yep. Todd says, Mehmet, will you ever make a tablet that's a little bit wider and a little bit thinner, and that way it'll fit under a migratory cover?
We can't. There is, our machine working like that.
Look at that! Just opened a pack just for you guys.
But this is not like if you check it like that.
It's about a ½ inch, guys.
Yeah.
It's about a ½ inch. Hey, there's Chris.
Mr. COVID.
COVID Chris. I'm not going to hit the button. You got to hit the button because every time I do that, I add them, you add them, and one of us.
I guess we'll let Chris in then.
All right, appreciate it.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris, what's going on?
Well, I know she talked about your bottom board. Well, here's a revealing here. You can see it?
Oh, you got your other bottom board in?
I got 2 more.
And those work perfect for this product as well to show you the drop.
Excellent, yeah.
Yeah, you see them?
Chris, did you get your package from me today?
No, it didn't show up.
Maybe tomorrow.
That's why I've got my. I was going to clean up my boards today and put that down as a video, so I can show the results after I put the tablets on my hives. So I am excited to use non-chemical on my bees. I hate chemicals on my bees.
Let me see. Amir asks, is it made in the United States?
Yes, in New Jersey.
So it is. So, and I guess the products that you can carry from your family's business in the States, they'll be made in the United States as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, do you have something that you're coming out with for moths?
For
the wax moth?
You got something for wax moth?
What's that?
You haven't seen wax moths yet?
No.
The little white moth that cocoons through the combs.
Oh, yeah. we are working on it. We did a couple of things in Europe. We don't want it we want something like over like 60-70% success. We didn't get it yet. We are not using any chemical. That's why you can make it with chemical. It's easy, but
Right.
we use them for essential oil. Try like 2-3 months, but we are working on it. Yeah, and
'Cause
also that
yeah.
we can see from here for hive beetles. We never see it before Europe, but I see it here. That beetles. Then it's effective for beetles too.
So, I mean, the main challenge is because you're doing it a natural way,
Yeah,
with natural stuff, that it's sometimes hard to find the combinations that
it's not easy. Trust me.
do the things. And that's the whole trick. I mean, if you using the chemicals, I mean, it's pretty easy to find different researches of what does stuff and then make your own blend and remarket something like that. But it's more of a challenge when you're trying to use natural items to combat something. So it takes a little bit longer. So Earl says eucalyptus oil and peppermint wreak havoc on beetles and moss, Mehmet.
Probably, yeah.
So Matt Hunt says, are you BBB accredited? Better Business Bureau. This, you got Matt's got the crazy questions. Let me see. Yeah, Brian, you are lucky you don't see many small hive beetles or wax moss up there. I don't see many wax moss in the colonies. It's mainly when I pull boxes of comb out, right? Boxes, yeah. Then they get it.
I normally stack all my boxes up, say wintertime storage, and I put paramoth on them. Well, I got some reason I went out there and I pulled it super off a while back when I was putting some on the hive. I moved one out of the way and set it to, or moved two of them out of the way and set it to the side and grabbed another one. Well, I put my lid back on and forgot to put those two boxes on the stack with the paramoth, and it didn't take long. I went back in there and micromoth and got into it.
Yeah, I had them in the back of my pickup truck, and they got in there, and they put cocoons against the wall between the box and the front there. So when I took the boxes out, the larvae were in the back of my truck, and I had to spray them all out with the garden hose. So yeah, you saw 7 hive beetles in one colony. I wish I only saw 7. Well, now, hey, to be honest with you, I do. They're just in the oil bottom tray in the bottom.
Yep.
And that was another thing that, hey, Chris, if it wasn't for you, I probably still wouldn't be on that.
You're gonna have for Viagra a couple of months, not now.
You will be able to order it.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this point I never did finish my statements either, so I apologize about that, about the how you can tell a company, right? So one product with the Apitablet that I've used from your company has been amazing. And the fact that I've been able to talk to you on the phone and you've been very transparent to me on what we can say and what we can't say about it legally and stuff to do, right? So that spoke a lot to me. So I have no doubts in my mind at this point that any other product will have that same standard, right? The same quality. Because if you've been in business selling bee supplies since 1960, you don't get that way by selling crap, guys. You don't get that way by selling stuff that doesn't work. You get that way and get several lines of product because it does work and people continue to buy from you, which gives you the funds to be able to expand your business. And if it was a shot in the pan in one thing, that you put out there and it didn't work, prime example, I'll say my swarm lure. So you guys helped grow my swarm lure. Chris helped grow my swarm lure by putting out videos of, look, I had another swarm move into my colony using this product. Chris started the year, and I was worried. I'll be honest with you. I was worried when I started because I'm not claiming that my product is better than any other product out there. I was saying it's as good as the other products that are on the market, right? And Chris lined up 4 colonies, and he had 4 different swarm lures in there. And then after a few weeks, he's like, I'm only catching them on your swarm lure. So he stopped using the other ones and just started using mine. And how many swarms have you ended up with so far this year?
Well, like I said, I just caught another one today. So that makes 15.
15? That's
swarms.
Not bad. You started the year with how many colonies?
1.
And you're at 16 right now.
17.
17. So, I mean, that's the same way I feel about the Apitablet, right? You put it on there, it works. If you come out with something else and it works, right? It doesn't matter what the name of the company is. It could be ABC Corporation, whatever. If they make a product and it works, and then they make another product, you're more likely to try that second product because, hey, I used this other product they made and it worked. You don't stay in business from 1960 to 2023 if you make products that don't work. I mean, that's just the fact of business, right? I mean, I would love to meet your father because he's a visionary, right? If you can do that and be that kind of business in the beekeeping world with all of the changes that have happened with varroa mite, tracheal mite, hive beetle, wax moth, whatever it is you want to name, and you can make a product that consistently sells and allows you to grow, then you're doing the right things. And that's what speaks. And I did not know until he popped in the stream ahead of us going live, where I saw that since 1960, where I started talking to him. And I got to tell you, don't take offense to this, Mehmet, but you married way, way outside of your league. You're his wife is a beauty, guys. You guys just don't know that he leveled up in that game of life right there.
Yeah.
Mehmet, do you ever go to any of the bee conferences?
Yes, we'll attend there. Yes, we're gonna do in 3 months. We're gonna go 11 different conference. Yes, 11 different.
Are you going to the NABI, North American Bee Expo in Louisville?
Probably my wife doing that stuff. I don't know. She gonna give me schedule. That's I'm going there. That's all.
Well, I'll be there. Lee will be there. There right now, I think they have about 2,500 tickets sold to the conference.
Yeah.
So maybe one you want to look at. And
sure.
I got a question for you. Is that apple tea you're drinking?
Apple tea? It's Turkish tea.
Yes.
No, this is regular tea.
That's regular?
Regular Turkish tea.
No, I was wondering if you have the apple tea that you guys have over in Turkey.
No, actually.
Chris, did you go to Turkey?
I was there 5 times. I love the tea. I used to buy it all the time.
Oh, yeah?
He was in the Navy.
We always stopped in Istanbul.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how far that was where you live, but yeah, that's where we always stopped into.
Like Brian's going to join us again this year.
Let me see. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people there. Matter of fact, Mehmet, what was the days you said you were going to be down here in South Carolina? You said you were passing through.
South Carolina.
You told me you wanted to meet me.
Yes, I think
it was October.
October 12th, 13, I guess so.
Okay, so the 13th, I will actually be in Myrtle Beach.
Yep, so will I.
for a work function.
You can swing through Myrtle Beach and say hi.
Definitely, I'll stop you, Bob. Definitely, okay. I'll stop you. even when I go or come back this way, I'll
Okay.
stop by.
Okay. And we'll you won't be
There's
that
quite a few of us.
place. Yeah, there's quite a few of us here in South Carolina. And it's a tax deduction to go to the show, Daisy says. Steve says. You write it off for the business. So it's a hey, who knows? Maybe through Mehmet, I can get my swarm lure in Turkey.
Sure, of course. Why not?
So we'll do a little bit of back and forth there.
Business, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's how it works, right?
Sure.
So I'm surprised. Usually we have like a full screen of people that pop in tonight. Chris, you were the sole
I know, right?
on the sword tonight. Where is our buddies Brad and Todd? I figured they would come in because Todd is out in California cooking. Let him burn.
He's right there cooking.
And
I was about
Brad
to say they're both in the comments. Brad's still in there somewhere.
is he?
Yeah,
I figured they'd be joining us because I'm sure with Canada having such a different
climate and zone.
Climate and everything that this he's still eating his supper, so he'll probably be coming in a few minutes, hopefully. But the thing is that I'm sure he's got questions about how it would work when they take their bees in the building over the winter. So they have feed in there, but they can't come out and fly for 5 or 6 months. Similar to North Dakota, right? So North Dakota, they bring a lot of them in the building.
They do, yeah.
Because of the winter. And my thoughts were that would be awesome to put in a colony that when they are eating in the building, that they're consuming that. And then you come out in the spring and all of a sudden, no mites in there. That would be awesome. So the question is, Canada's got a lot of regulations as far as supplements, and so they're a little bit particular on what can come into the country and whatnot. But we're going to see if we can get to the bottom of that and see if we can get it out there, for sure. And I think it's going to take getting Mike over at Dancing Bee to order some, and we'll just send it right, figure it out. So that'll be an interesting thing. So do you currently have colonies in New Jersey as well? Do you keep bees in New Jersey?
Yes.
How many colonies do you have up there right now?
4.
You only got the 4 right now?
Yeah.
So you got time for it, right?
Yeah, he's a busy guy.
Problem is I am running business in Europe too. They have 7 hours. They call in me nighttime, daytime, midnight, whatever. It's not easy for me. And I am running business here. I am running business Europe, and before.
So whenever you feel like you need to buy me a ticket to go to Turkey for a few weeks to check things out,
tell you, always welcome. Always welcome. Always welcome.
To check it
I know
out.
the landscape.
Just let me know because I got to get my passport renewed. Let me see. Can't have roughage in the feed because they can't go outside. Yeah, but it's got it's what'd you say? How much percent was sugar? 80% sugar?
80%, yeah.
80% is sugar. So that's Russell's in he's in Minnesota? No. Russell's in Minnesota, I think, right, Russell? Yeah, he's in Minnesota. So it's cold up there as well. So their thing is feeding stuff where they can't go out and use the restroom for months, right? That's a issue.
Okay.
So that when they come out, sometimes they have dysentery in the spring because it's been 5-6 months before they can relieve themselves. Okay, so here's something. Does it dispose of 100% during the treatment period? 100% of the bugs. Will it kill 100%? Or what do you think? How many percent? if you put a number on it?
Over 90.
Over 90%.
Yeah. Over 90.
Yeah, those are good odds.
Yeah.
It makes it very manageable.
Yes.
Yeah, over 90.
So that's pretty good. I mean, I think the studies that I've seen, I think they say oxalic acid is what, 96. But then again,
but it doesn't bother bees
at
our
all.
product. For others,
Yeah, it messes with the nervous system.
I'm gonna tell the brand, but
Right.
Well, I was about to say with oxalic acid too. I mean, you'd have to go out there and still treat every couple of days.
Yeah.
So you're only getting the sporadic mites. With the tablet, once the bees hatch out, they're coming out, and anything in there is dying within that 3 to 4 weeks versus going out there every 4 or 5 days with a vaporizer.
Yeah. So I mean, when you look at it cost wise, and you're looking at, let's say, oxalic acid, right? So oxalic acid, yep, people like it. I like to use it. However, then you got to have a vaporizer. You have to have a very long extension cord, or you have to have a $500 vaporizer and a $400 battery.
Battery, yeah.
So now you're $900 in. And so that's such a hey, Mr. Larry's in the chat. Larry's in Mississippi, and he has how many colonies this year, Mr. Larry?
I don't know, probably 300.
300 colonies. So have you been listening along to what we've been talking about?
I've been in and out. I've heard quite a bit. I've seen your video that you showed the mic drop, and that's very impressive to me. I only run migratory tops, so that's the thickness of the patties is what I'm concerned about.
You can slide them in your entrance. You can put them on the bottom board.
Okay, so what about the mites that are hid in the cells? I know it gets the ones that are on the mites. They eat them, or they eat the patty. The essential oils basically pass through the bee to make the mites die. Is that right?
Yes.
So, yeah. So that's it.
It's almost like a flea treatment for cats and dogs.
Almost, yeah. So what happens is, and this is from your own information you sent me. It said that the bees consume it.
Yes.
Some of it gets in their blood system. The bees the mites that are feeding on the bees then ingest that right through the blood, and then they die.
Yes.
Is essentially how it works. So if they're in the cell when they hatch out, the tablet will still be in there. And then when the bee feeds that's hatching out, it should replicate that whole function. So I mean, you saw my video. I didn't make that up. I didn't just go throw mites in the bottom board, right? So it's really crazy how well it worked. And once I saw that, I was sold. And he said about 6 grams, Amir. Right? 6 grams Thymol.
No, 9.
9 grams Thymol. 9 grams. So out of 70 gram tablet, 9 grams. So that's 9% or so.
Something.
No, a little bit less than 9%. 8%.
8%. Yeah.
8%. So it yep, kind of works like a drop of oil on water to kill the mosquitoes. Yeah, I mean it's Larry, I was pleasantly surprised by it. And be honest with you, I didn't know from the Facebook page. I don't constantly monitor that page. If I see a post in my feed, then I go look at it. But when I saw it, I was like, hey, I would like to try these. I'll order some. And Mehmet's like, no, I'll send you some. And then I put them on my colonies, and next thing you know, I'm checking the bottom board because I didn't have bottom boards on all of them where I could see the drop, right? So when I checked that and I saw them in there, I had to do a video on it because it was just incredible.
So
And
the treatment lasts roughly 3 to 4 weeks. How often would you have to use that treatment?
Mehmet on his website says once in the spring and once in the fall.
That's all. Yeah, 2 times a year. That's all.
Okay.
Now it does say on there, Larry, that if you have a strong colony and they consume it less than 3 weeks, that you should put another tablet in.
Another tablet, yeah.
So that's the depending here, I haven't had that issue with being able to have them overwhelmingly strong, because every year I've been splitting and trying to grow and keeping my numbers a little bit lighter. And this time of year, I do a lot of I get a lot of abscons and stuff due to hive beetles, right? And obviously mites that I didn't know that were existent in like that colony. It was really close to being out of there, And no, Eugene, I updated the website, buddy. It should be good to go now. Unless I sold 48 more just that quick. Let me see. It does still say sold out. Hold on. Let me fix things here. Sorry. Trying to multitask is not always my best thing. There, we should be good now.
And here's a good question here. As far as a laying hive, how do you get in and dose it? Would you put that on the very bottom?
Yeah, you can put it, bottom boards, like bottom entrance.
And where the bees have to crawl over it or chew it is best, right?
Exactly.
Because once they crawl over it, they're going to clean themselves, which means they're going to be ingesting it. All right. So,
as far as working, do you think it works the same on the bottom board as put on the top?
Depends. You can, you can put it a entrance or top of the frame. Like if room, you can put it top of the frame.
Does it work better in one of the two locations, or does it work the same? He's reading the comment there. So if you have it on the frames or in the bottom, Mehmet, does it work the same, or is it slower in the bottom?
If bees working for you can put antennas too, because when they coming on going out, they're gonna touch it. For entrance, it's working both way. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Mice under the cap, only 13-day at most, should kill them. Plus, the oil should help prolong effect to help larvae as well, and should kill trach mites. So that's just his thoughts. That's Mark's thoughts. So I know. I'll tell you this. So I'm just in my infancy. I should have been ahead of the game with the bottom boards, right? I ordered them. Then I put the retro kits on some. Then I ordered more bottom boards that I have to put on. And I've been slow to do so. I put 5 more on yesterday, 4 more on last night. And those bees are not happy. They're not happy bees. So what I noticed with my other colony is when I put the bottom boards on there, and then the beetles started falling off and the mites started dropping off, that the bees became much nicer in my other colonies. So I'm praying that that's the case in this situation as well with these ones that I put it on yesterday. And I don't think, I'm trying to, yes. So there is stuff in there for gut health. The Thymol is for gut health.
Yeah.
So Does it work if it's dissolved in liquid feed? I would probably say no. And that's just from the scientist in me, right? Because the concentration gets so diluted that you can't effectively dose, if you will, at the same level, right? If you dissolved it. That's my opinion. I didn't make it, but that's my scientific opinion, is that if you were to dissolve it in a liquid, that it would not be as effective.
Yes.
Because you can't, it would be hard for you to keep the same constant concentration. Thank you, Eugene. So keep in mind that if you ordered now and it said it was sold out beforehand, that that they'll be coming in Thursday, so it'll get out before the end of the weekend, probably Friday, depending what time they drop them off to me.
Hey, Icy Mountain, I had a question for you.
Can you use solid bottom boards with? No, you can use any bottom board. It's just that the bottom board with the oil trap just lets you see better. It gives you a visual representation of what's falling through the screen, but it'll work without any special bottom board. It's just that with the special bottom board, you can actually see what's happening in the tray when it falls through, right? So that's the only difference, but it'll still work. Cost me the same dollars as Formic to treat my 13 hives. Does it? What's Formic cost? Well, you're up north too, right, James? So I can't use Formic down here. Not until late in the year. So I don't even know what the cost of Formic is. Anybody have an idea? Larry, what do you use?
2-dose Formic Pro 2-dose pack is $19.95.
So 2 doses. Don't you put 2 strips of Formic on a colony? I don't know. I don't use Formic, so.
Depending on temperature and size, yeah, it would be, I believe, 2 strips.
2 strips. So 2 discs cost $8. So the IPM trays, I'm a believer now. I mean, thanks, Chris. It's your fault that I'm spending more money, but I appreciate
it. You see, I bought myself some.
See what happens when you give somebody something for free and it works, and then you're like, oh well, now I got to buy 25, 40 more of them that's $2,500 that I've got to spend. You know, it's
I got to pick on Shane for a minute though. But Shane, you got to remember that's Canadian money though.
Yeah, so that's like $10. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so $156 for Formic will treat how many colonies? That's a 50 pack, maybe? I don't know. 52 pack? Is that how it comes?
A 10-pack dose is just $20, and let's see, a 30-pack dose, $165.
165. So 165 for 50 packs?
30.
So 30 tablets would cost you 120. So that's still $40 cheaper. That's 30% cheaper.
And then you take a chance of not shutting your queen down also.
And killing your queen, depending where you're at. If you did it here, I've not used it, but I've heard reports that up to 10% of your queens will die using Formic. I don't know. I've not used it. That's just reports that I've read. So, take it for what it's will. What you will. I'm using it. Definitely, they're your bees. Do what you want to do with your bees, guys. That's how we've always, or abscond. That's what Earl says. So, it's definitely everybody keeps their bees different places, different temperatures, different everything. But what we've brought to you tonight with Mehmet is the fact that you have an alternative, and you have a natural alternative that will do a great job at knocking down those bugs, and my video's the proof on that. So Brian's in Ohio. He said last time I used Formic, I used it on 5 colonies and lost 2 of 5, and the temps were in the range. So yeah, see, and Harris Joubert up in Washington State up there won't use Formic because it killed his queens. So so it's definitely something, guys. I'm telling you, if you order it, try it. You tell us what you think. Just like Mehmet said, hey, you tell us what's happening.
Yes.
And
Good or bad.
And yeah, good or bad, just call it what it is. We're not asking you to. It's $4.90 when you include the shipping. I got you. Shipping.
I'll be putting mine on tomorrow.
Shipping, though. I get it.
I'll be putting all mine on tomorrow. So I bought 20 tablets. So
each one's going to get one.
Yep.
Awesome. Hey, Todd, welcome in from
How you doing?
Hey.
sunny California, even though your backdrop doesn't look like sunny California.
Yeah, no. Pretty good. Just got done cooking. I'm not going to eat yet because I just have one question to ask Mehmet.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm really interested in your product and certainly want to use it in place of oxalic acid vaporization. So
Okay.
earlier I was asking about the temperatures. You know, how cold can it be before you stop using it? I know that you said, you know, when the bees cluster, they're not going to eat. So it's still going to work around what, 45 or something like that, where they'll be able to just come up and eat it. I mean, all they have to do is eat it, right? That's it.
Yes, they have to consume it. They have to eat it. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Okay.
It doesn't work. They have to eat it. But good thing is, I told before too, 50 degrees or 150 degrees.
Yeah.
Doesn't, affect it for bees, doesn't affect it for our, product. 50 degrees or 150 degrees, good things.
Okay.
And it doesn't bother the queen bee. He knows, Bob used already,
Mhm.
no stress when they kill the, others, whatever.
Now, the other question I have is, during that time when I want to use oxalic acid, there's moisture in the hive because it's cooler outside.
Yeah.
So if the condensation from the top of the hive falls down on the tablet, does it break apart?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Perfect.
I
guess
think
the sugar in it makes
yeah,
it more of a cake.
Yeah, that's true. It'll get harder.
Yeah.
But I'll be curious to see your results out there, Todd. So I know you're going to do a shake ahead of time and everything and get a count and then do it.
And my package is going to be here Saturday instead of next Tuesday. So that's good.
Well, I
used a hand truck this time.
I actually did pay more for shipping, guys. I paid more for shipping to ship them out, UPS, because it was on the weekend and I couldn't drop them at the post office. So I sent them UPS through the UPS store so I could get it done and get them out to you guys as quick as possible. And hopefully that reflects in you getting them, in pretty soon. So
the only
how many is it? How
is I have my bees on pallets, so I don't know how I'm going to monitor the drop except for lifting up that bottom box and looking on the pallet. I'm thinking about maybe taping wax paper on the bottom, but I don't know how long it's going to take for the bees to start chewing up the wax paper.
But then the bees might carry them out of the hive when they're cleaning as well.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I don't know what I mean.
Always that, but you'll be able to tell through a shake at the beginning and a shake at the end, right?
Yeah.
So, yes, Icy Mountain, it is something I'm going to keep in stock. I do use Pirate Ship, Flower Street. So
that's what I use. You get a lot better prices.
Yeah. They usually are. They've been pretty good to me, Pirate Ship, so far as shipping.
So how many can you get for free shipping?
For free shipping? Unfortunately, I haven't come up with the problem with my website and the way I do business right now is This is now the heaviest, largest product that I ship. Everything else I ship will fit in a bubble pack, which is cheap to ship. Now I've got to get boxes, and it's a heavier weight. And I don't have enough items where people, if they ordered enough stuff, there's enough profit built in to be able to afford free shipping, right? So that's kind of the downside of what I've got. Randy, you should have gotten, if you got an email in on the website, you should have gotten an email that was generated from the website with a tracking number. Did you not get one? I can send you one if not. Oh, Dan says you could cut down some chloroplast.
Yeah, I saw that. I think that's what I'll do.
And I think that's a good.
Oh, I have one more question. So, Mehmet, I run 8-frame double deeps. So that's 16 frames. So I could still use two tablets. But what if I used 1.5?
Depends of you. You can use 1.5 or 2. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't. It's not chemical.
Okay.
Just you can use. Depends on how much money you have.
Bob's gonna run me credit, I think, right, Bob?
What's that?
You're gonna run me some credit, right?
Put it on your account. On account, you don't have any money right now. That's okay, Randy. I'll see if I can find your email and get you a tracking number out. But otherwise, I can actually tell you right now when it's saying it will be there. Just give me a second. Randy, UPS is saying that you should have this box by Thursday. Thursday at 7, it says. So, and you're in Ohio, so that's, if you're closer than Ohio to South Carolina, you probably will get it sooner if they don't do crazy things at the post office, like I sent a box to Mark, and it went from here to somewhere north of me, I think Memphis or somewhere. Then they sent it all the way out to Houston, Texas, and then from Houston they sent it back to Maryland, and then from Maryland they sent it down to Virginia, where it got on a truck and went to his house. It took like an extra week. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate you so much, buddy. Yeah. Hope says, for my drop, I use poster board from Dollar Tree and cut it in half and spray it with cooking oil. But I don't know how that would work on a pallet, because they're going to have to walk on it, right?
Yeah.
In my luck, I'd find 5 inches of dead bees in the bottom of my colony.
I think I might just do a before and after shake. And I'd love to see the mite drop, or I'd love to see the bug drop.
You already said it.
I know.
Too late. Veronica. We'd like to see Veronica's dropping.
Yeah, Veronica.
There you go.
But, Mehmet, hey, we're getting close to 10 o'clock, and that's usually when we
knock off.
Oh, here's Brian. Brian's going to... He's out in Colorado, so we already know how those guys are with their questions. But I know he's got some.
Hey there,
How's it
Brian.
going,
How you
guys?
doing?
Hey, Brian. Good to see you.
Great chat tonight. Mehmet, nice to meet you. Really excited about your product.
Thank you.
Just wanted to pop in and just show something that I've been doing. I've been going to these, they're called wintering inner covers. See the deep lip on that side?
Sure.
So there's a thin lip on this side and a deep lip on this side. So most of the time I'm running it this way, right? And then my lid's on top. But anytime I want to put like a sugar brick or any sort of treatment or anything like maybe this product, all I have to do is flip this over, and it gives me that space I need. So I'm not suggesting someone like Bob go out and replace all of his inner covers. However, some of those hobbyists back there, it saves the need for a shim. you know, most people use shims to give themselves that extra space with that inner cover. But I like these a lot, and I know Better Bee
Beautiful.
carries them, Data Ant covers them, so I just wanted to give that tip out there to people.
All right, so Southeastern Colorado Hive said just ordered, but no bottom boards on the Layens Hive. There's no bottom boards on the Layens Hive? Then you would have to have it on top of the frames with the shim. It would have to sit in there.
Should have a bottom inside the hive.
I don't even know what that is.
Layens Hives are the big, wide, deep frames, right?
Oh, well,
I
they
think
have to have a bottom.
they're deeper than a regular deep. It's almost, it's kind of
Like a
double
double
on
deep.
one frame.
Double deep. I've seen
Yeah.
those, but
Yeah, they're like big, massive frames, right?
Yeah.
yeah, those have to have bottom boards. Oh,
He says he's got no bottom board on those, so it's almost like an open air colony then.
yeah, you have to put it on the top.
Yeah, you'd have to put it on the top somehow, even if it's just a like I said, when I put a regular inner cover on it, it will fit on the frames with the B space that's there and the deep side of the inner cover, it will fit under there. But if you put a migratory cover on, the migratory cover, until they've eaten a little bit of it, sits up a little bit proud. So that's after a week or so, you don't have to worry about it because they will have taken it down. And
I think the Layens Hive has a follower board, so you could just move that follower board and put the product right there in the space you create by moving it. Same thing with like a top bar hive, if that's what you run.
So that's interesting. But with the you know, again, Mehmet, we appreciate your time this evening.
Yes.
I know it's valuable because now you're going to have to go to take a nap and get calls from Europe all night. And I'm really excited for the products that you have coming, and I'm looking forward to carrying them in my store online, and you know, building a relationship with you and your company. And I couldn't think of a better company that's, you know, been around longer than I've been around to associate my stuff with. So
Thank you having us. You know, I am so glad to hear. Maybe my English not good enough to you guys.
No, it's good.
No, it works. We
Sound
understand.
good to me.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting to us. You know, we are so happy.
and yeah, so I'm looking, you know, hopefully when you come through, we'll be able to meet you and, you know, continue to speak on the phone and have great conversations. And I'm excited, and let's see how big we can get this thing to go over here, guys, because if I would have found this, I'm telling you, if I would have found this right out of the gate 5 years ago when I started beekeeping, I probably wouldn't own a $500 vaporizer myself. You know, I mean, and when you think about it, at the time it's a necessary tool, and I get that. But the fact that when you buy the vaporizer, you're using it twice a year, right? You're using it in the spring, you're using it in the fall, and the rest of the year you don't use it at all. And it sits in there and it gets dust on it until the next time you pull it out, if you could find the caps and everything you need. So for me, being the unorganized guy that I am, as you can tell by my apiary and the lids everywhere and bottom boards and all that stuff, that it would have been something that I would have maybe been able to buy some more screen bottom boards or, you know, something like that. So I'm really excited about this product. And if you haven't watched that video of my amazement at the product, it's holy sh@T, it worked. It's a bit contagious. Hey, you know, guys, over 5 years, I've tried, I won't say everything, but I've tried a lot of different products, right? Especially for like hive beetles and stuff like that. I've tried the guardian entrance. I've tried the oil traps. I've tried the beetle jails in the bottom. I've tried the oil traps that are reusable. you know, I've tried a lot of that stuff, but it was Chris. This is what, your second season now, Chris, keeping bees?
Yeah.
Chris is like,
technically,
I was getting a bit annoyed. I was getting a bit annoyed. Chris was like, well, I use oil bottom boards on mine. I don't have beetles in my colony. I'm like, screw you, Chris. I'm not buying $2,500 worth of bottom boards. And then one day he's like, I'm going to bring you one. And he brought it to me. And within minutes, there was beetles in the bottom. Right.
And now how many bottom boards you got?
Now I've got, hold on. I've got about 36 of them now, you know, so I'm phasing them in. But the thing is that don't ever think you know everything, right? And mine wasn't about necessarily the knowing everything part of, but it was more about, well, it's going to cost me $2,500 to replace all these. So just because you haven't heard or haven't seen of something in the past, you know, specifically like the Apitablet, they've been around. They just haven't been here. And now they're here. So the only way they're going to be successful here is if people stand behind the product and try it and get it out there and have experiences with it. And then they can say, well, I started using this and it's working, right? Like Chris, I've been using these bottom boards. It's working for me. You need to try it. And it actually took him bringing that and putting it in my hand and helping me lift the colony up and putting it down and setting it and setting it up to start doing it. And the next thing I adopted the practice, right? So give it a try. Let us know what you see, things you're finding. Did your queen shut down? Did it not shut down? Is it brooding? I don't think it will shut down. But if you notice things, that's feedback that only helps the company get better.
If you notice something like that, I mean, document, hey, if the queen did shut down, and then document what the temperature was when you were doing that. That way, you know, if something was a little off. Weather conditions, rain, were you in a drought going through dearth, or did you have a nectar flow and they wouldn't touch in the tablet?
Yeah, that was my thoughts exactly, Dan. If it's simple and good to kill mites and bee supplement for the health, how can you go wrong? You can't. You can't. So, and I think all of us are striving. And, you know, God, this is going to probably rub some people the wrong way, and I apologize in advance if it does, right? So there's a very defined line on YouTube between treatment-free beekeepers and people that treat. And they like hate each other. I don't know why. It's always been my thought, if I can do something a more natural way and it helps my bees, then that's the road I want to go. Amen. I don't want to spend $500 on a vaporizer and have to treat all the time. I don't want to do that. But that's what we kind of have to do if we want to keep our bees alive. And the fact that we found this product that can help your bees this much that we didn't even know about and not have to do that, I'm in. I'm going that way. You know, that's just how I look at it. And, you know, some people will tell you, you know, the most important thing for me is that I can make my bees make it from this year to next year and from next year to the next year, right? It's not, and if I can do that in a natural way, that's the way I'm going to do it. If I can't, and I have to use something else to kill something else, then that's what we got to do till something presents itself. And this was a great thing that's popped up, in my opinion. So, Mehmet, thank you for bringing such a great product to us, and thank your father for us for starting it in 1960. And you aren't kidding when you say you've been beekeeping your entire life and in the bee business your entire life.
Sure,
that's true. I mean, if you're 50, you were born in like 72, 73, maybe 74, right? And I've got you by a couple 3 years there. And so you were born into a bee suit, pretty much. You know.
Exactly. Yes.
But anyway, guys, what we're gonna do? It's 10:01. I know Lee's got an early day tomorrow. I've been feeling under the weather, so we're gonna stop the live stream portion of this. And Mehmet, you don't have to run off right now, but we're gonna stop the live and we're gonna sit back here in the VIP room and chit chat for a minute.
Sure.
And we'll see you guys on the next stream.
Hope everybody has a good night. Thank y'all for coming. We'll see y'all next week.
Good night.